Welcome to The Newsworthy. All the day's news in less than 10 minutes. Fast, fair, fun, and on the go. Today, Hurricane Florence takes its toll. Say goodbye to the VW Beetle, and Amazon CEO gives back. Those stories and many more in less than 10 minutes. I'm Erica Mandy. Today is Friday, September 14th. You ready? Let's do this. All eyes on Hurricane Florence today and throughout the weekend. It was downgraded again to a Category 1, but it's still really powerful and dangerous and huge. In fact, a CNN meteorologist said the storm surge and flooding will still be like a Category 4. The category is based on the strength of the wind, but she says the storm still has that momentum it picked up as a Category 4 while it was moving across the Atlantic. In fact, floodwaters are already filling streets along the North and South Carolina coasts as of yesterday, but the worst of Florence may still be coming later today, when the storm is expected to make landfall. And then the big question, how long will the heavy rain last? It's expected to drop a historic amount of rain, and this storm is moving slowly, making floodwaters even worse. Remember, more than 1 million people were told to evacuate, and governors in the Carolinas, Georgia, Virginia, and Maryland all declared states of emergency. USA Today says nearly 2,000 flights on the East Coast are now canceled, with more likely coming. Of course, if you're at all in that area, pay attention to local news and officials throughout the weekend. President Trump is claiming that nearly 3,000 people did not actually die because of Hurricane Maria, the storm that slammed into Puerto Rico a year ago. He claimed Democrats are exaggerating. But he did not offer any proof that there's a problem with the official numbers. The updated death toll came from independent researchers at George Washington University and underwent peer review. The university says it stands by these numbers. Fox News reports some elected officials on both sides of the aisle made it clear they disagree with the president on this one. The Republican governor in Florida, for example, said he saw the devastation himself. The Washington Post quoted the governor in Puerto Rico saying, quote, "The people of Puerto Rico should not have their pain questioned." There were dozens of explosions in 3 communities near Boston yesterday. Reuters reports a natural gas pipeline ruptured and set them off. Dozens of homes and buildings caught fire, and it forced hundreds of people to evacuate. At least one person died. Some are calling this unprecedented. A team of federal investigators is now looking into how this happened. It was a high-profile race, but the New York Times reports it was not a close one. New York's Governor Andrew Cuomo easily won in the Democratic primary last night. Voters chose him over Cynthia Nixon, an activist and actress. You might remember her as Miranda on Sex and the City. Now Cuomo will face off against the Republican challenger, Marcus Molinaro, who was once the youngest mayor in the nation at age 19. And there was a historic win as well. Democrats picked Letitia James for Attorney General. She's now the first Black woman to win a major party's nomination in a statewide race in New York. GM is recalling more than 1 million pickup trucks and SUVs in the U.S. Reuters reports the recall is for certain 2015 Chevrolets, GMCs, and Cadillacs. There's apparently a steering issue that's already been linked to 30 crashes and 2 injuries. So if you have a recalled truck or SUV, just take it to a GM dealer for a free software update. Say goodbye to the Bug. Volkswagen plans to stop making its iconic Beetle next year. It's been around for nearly 7 decades now, but Americans aren't buying them as much anymore. USA Today reports VW is now focusing more on SUVs and upcoming electric cars. But before it's gone for good, VW is releasing the 2019 VW Beetle Final Edition. And the company seemed to hint that maybe the Bug will come back in the future. A quick thank you now to our sponsor today, FabFitFun. If you haven't signed up yet, and I know many of you have, but I really do recommend it. Here's why. FabFitFun is a seasonal subscription box that is such a treat to get in the mail. It feels like your birthday 4 times a year. And this is key. You get full-size products that you'll actually use. I personally love the variety. I sign up for 1 subscription box and get beauty, fitness, fashion, and lifestyle products all at once. The fall box this year is really impressive. There's a lot in it, but a couple of my favorite items are a Vince Camuto vegan leather tote, a beauty blender so I don't have to use my hands for my makeup, and a stainless steel teapot, or you can choose to get the coffee press. And there's, again, a lot more in it, but I want the box to be a little bit of a surprise. So this has a value of more than $200. It normally sells for $49.99, but you can get an extra $10 off with the coupon code NEWSWORTHY. So go to fabfitfun.com, use the code NEWSWORTHY, all one word, to get $10 off your first box. Now, back to the news. He's the wealthiest person in modern history. Now, Amazon CEO Jeff Bezos and his wife just launched a new $2 billion fund. CNBC reports the money will be split between helping homeless families and creating nonprofit preschools in low-income communities. Bezos said in a statement they'll use the same principles that drive Amazon and, quote, the child will be the customer. It's called the Day One Fund. Many are praising the effort to do more social good with his billions of dollars. But critics say he should treat his own employees better first. They point to reports recently accusing Amazon of poor working conditions. Oh, and one more thing about Amazon today. Bezos also said Amazon plans to announce its pick for HQ2 by the end of this year. Remember, Amazon told U.S. cities to apply to be the city chosen for its second headquarters, promising thousands of new jobs. You may one day watch Netflix movies on the big screen, the really big screen. The Hollywood Reporter says IMAX is at least in talks with the streaming giants like Netflix and Amazon to run their original movies, because other movie theaters like AMC don't allow it. But for now, this is all just talk, so stay tuned. Fake reviews can apparently get you sent to prison, at least in the European Union. Fortune reports a man got a 9-month sentence for leaving fake reviews on TripAdvisor. He tried to sell more than 1,000 positive reviews to businesses in Italy. The company says it's the first time someone has gone to jail for this kind of thing. The EU considers it fraud. A hashtag-like marking on a stone is now being called the earliest known drawing in history. National Geographic reports archaeologists just found the stone in a cave in what is now South Africa, and they say it's from 73,000 years ago. Some say it's probably just a symbol of some sort, but others say this may show humans were into art even earlier than we thought. And that's it. You were all caught up for today. Thanks so much for listening. And remember, you can always read more about any of the stories that caught your attention today at thenewsworthy.com. Just click episodes and then find today's date. The Newsworthy is ready for you every day, Monday through Friday by 4 in the morning. So I'll be back with more news on Monday. Have a great weekend.